Hi people, good morning. Today is Wednesday and I don't know how this week just went by so quickly. I think because it feels like I haven't done much. I've just been so exhausted. The week has been so exhausting with the fuel scarcity, traffic, the heat, no lights. Like, how can everything be happening to us at once? Okay, there's no fuel. They've increased fuel. It was 200 naira per liter. Later on, I think my husband said yesterday was almost 400 naira per liter. People are like, okay, you know what? Because something about Nigerians, when things are getting bad, it feels like sometimes we don't do much or we don't complain much, or even if you complain, nothing is done about it. So people just somehow learn how to deal and cope and work harder and just, spend the money, pay the extra fees on top of it. And so people are now like, okay, if that's the price, let's just buy it for that price, and it's no longer available. Like, now you can't even find the fuel to buy. But then yesterday my husband had to go and look for fuel. The man came back, he was so tired. Like, he's been so tired for the last couple of days. The hustle for fuel is frustrating, and then when you go to look for fuel, there are queues everywhere, so there's so much traffic, and it's just like, and my husband, I checked his blood pressure yesterday, and his blood pressure was a bit higher than usual. So he's just been like, I need to sleep, I need to chill. So he's been sleeping extra, as in any small chance he gets, he don't sleep with that. So I checked, my mind was good, surprisingly, because I've been sleeping late for some days now, and I've been avoiding checking it because I didn't want to see 140, because once it's 140 it's like high. But then I checked, it was like 120, 118. It was good. So yeah, I want to show you guys the bunk bed I got for the girls. Let me just take you guys to the girls' room, because the girls' room has changed a lot. And I was just looking at their room today and just thinking, from like when we moved in here up until now, the room has really changed. Okay, so for a while now we've been planning to make extra beds for the girls. The plan was that, let me keep this thing down here, we would move somewhere else, and then maybe get a, hopefully get an apartment that had a big children's room so that the girls can sleep on individual beds, because I really like individual beds. I like the girls to, I really wanted them to have like individual beds where they have their own bed stand, and I can, decorate it with things that are personal to them. That was just really what I wanted. And if you guys watched my, maybe the only house hunting video I did last year, there was one of those houses that we went to. The room is very big. Like, that room was massive. That's the kind of room size I would have loved for them if we were renting, because of course we're not renting. I don't want them to be in the same room. Maybe the smaller ones in a room and then Grace in another room. Individual beds will not work here because the space here is not so much. So we decided to do double bunk, and this double bunk, it took a lot to convince me to do it, because I don't like double bunks. I've never liked them, but I just had to do it just to manage space, because Vicky and Ella sleeping on the same bed was becoming a problem. Ella flings her legs when she's sleeping. Ella is far bigger than Vicky, so it just felt like Vicky was stressed every night. I'm sure she wasn't feeling it, but that's just what it looked like. So I eventually made a bunk bed, you guys. So disappointing. The man that made this bed, in fact, every time I look at this bed, I'm like, this man, shouldn't I actually take police to arrest him? Like, I think he should be arrested, because see, I have like 4 or 5 carpenters. Okay, I have about 4 of them, and I call them for different jobs depending on what I want to do. If I feel like this one can do the job better, I would call him. And then because they can disappoint a lot, I just like to have so many of them down so that I can just call this one. Okay, I need to get this done. Some of them are not the kind of carpenters I can call to make amendments, like, okay, my door is broken, fix it for me. This one that made this one, I've known this carpenter for so long, like since we were living in our other house. And so he made me I'll show you guys the stand in my living room. The stand in my room under my TV area. He made that. He made my mirror, and those are MDF or HDF. So I was like, you know what, I can give him this bunk bed, because it's wood, and I just feel like a lot of carpenters have a good idea of how to manipulate wood, maybe even better than they can do with HDF and MDF and all of those new materials. And so I gave this man this bed to do, because one carpenter that would have done a better job, I was having an issue with him because he disappointed me with a previous job. So I didn't ask him, I didn't call him. You guys, this bed looks like something that we have used for years. The finishing is so poor. What's so annoying is that I paid for this bed in December. This is the bed. I'll show you guys. Like, sometimes I don't really like showing. If I have a problem with a product, I don't like to show it because it pisses me off the more. You know, the more I talk about it, it pisses me off. This is something that was paid for in December, okay? And I was like, okay, since it was the festive period and it's been paid for, let me give you time. When will it be ready? He said January 20th. I'm like, okay, no problem. I already knew that I wasn't going to be ready January 20th because they always disappoint. But I said, okay, I'll call on the 20th of January just to let him know that he has disappointed and that he didn't keep to his words. So I think January 20th fell on a Thursday, because I remember every Thursday from then Ella kept on asking me about the bed. Mommy, it's Thursday, where's our bed? It didn't come January 20th. I called, he kept on giving me excuses. At some point he started saying it was a painter issue. End of the month, I hadn't seen this bed. At some point, I think end of the month, myself and my husband even went to his workshop and we saw the wood of the bed. So the wood was done. He had tried to paint it. I don't know what was so difficult about painting it. He had tried to paint it. He took down the paint, so he had sandpapered it, and he kept on saying the painter was delaying him. Eventually, he brought it like the 16th of February, which was like over almost a month delay. And this is what I got. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. You can't see it, like, you can't really tell from far, but if you see this bed eye to eye, it looks like something that we've been using for years. Okay, so first of all, this is what their room is looking like. Ella sleeps on the top bunk and Vicky sleeps on the lower bunk, and then Grace sleeps on this one. So this is an old bed that Grace had, but we kind of redid the bed. This is the bed she was sleeping on before, but it had a very big drawer that another carpenter made, and it was such a stupid drawer. It was so big, difficult to open, and I really love storage for beds because we have a lot of bed sheets and blankets, and you know, space, making space for stuff like this is very important to me. So the drawer was this big, like from here to the end. It didn't have like the roller thing that helps drawers slide out easily, so it was so difficult, and we just avoid going there. It was not as functional as it was supposed to be. So he redid the bed. He took that drawer out, replaced it with wood on both sides. So now I like that we have access to under the bed, so we can sweep under the bed. And then he made a drawer, and then he made a drawer here instead. So it looks like a design, but it's actually a drawer. Let me see if I can open it with one hand. Okay. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. So we just store blankets and bed sheets. There's space on as well. So if you're making beds, try to put, you know, drawers. It really saves you space, and it closes really nicely. So I really like what this is, the work of another carpenter, by the way. This is the bunk, you guys. Let me show you. Let me just show you up close what this thing looks like. Can you see it? Can you guys see the finishing of this bed? This is something that was brought here less than a month ago. He got here, he attached the ladder to the bed, and the nail where he was trying to attach it came out through this, oh God, dear God, came out through this place, which he came back to fix. This one has drawers, but the drawers are the most useless drawers I have ever seen in my life. They can take almost nothing. Almost, can you see that I didn't even use them for anything? The top here is rough. Like, does it take so much to just sandpaper this to make it smooth and then paint over it? You guys see it? The more I look at this bed, I'm just like, anyway. So this is what it is. This is what the state of this bed is. I'm not even showing you so much, to be honest, but you can just get a good idea what this bed looks like. And for the kind of person that I am, do you know how much this is bothering me? Like, I just really zone out when I come here, and I don't even want to talk about it. Okay, let's look at it from up. Look at it, you guys. Can you see? Why are there so many holes? Like, it's frustrating. So yesterday they delivered mattresses. We had been planning to buy mattresses, so we bought 2 mattresses. This one and then this one. We already had this one. Like, he brought it in and he brought it at night, so a lot of the things I could have seen, I didn't see them on time, because my second carpenter is like, he was telling me he can't even bring this kind of thing to a customer's house, like he won't even try it, and he was like he's even surprised I accepted it, you know. So the best thing I could have done was just not pay him his balance, which he hasn't even called me for, and he dare not even call me for, because I feel like if he calls me for that balance, I'll tell him to give me my own money and come and collect his bed. But the kind of person I am, if you know me, I definitely can't keep this bed for long, so I'm going to eventually sell it. I have another one done. My other carpenter is telling me to give him the work, that he will do a neat job, but I don't even trust him to do that for me. So I already have a page on Instagram that I could have used. They're a lot more expensive. At this point I don't mind with the quality of products that they have, and I looked at them for, like, when I was ready to make this bed, I looked at their page. I was like, when I'm comparing the price, you know, let me just go with this one. So eventually I would sell this one before the year ends, and then I'll just get that one from that brand, because their job is neat, finishing is neat, quality. I'll just do that. Sometimes don't even compromise, you know, that extra money, just spend it. It will give you peace of mind. I'm just happy that they can sleep on separate beds now. They have a lot more space, they have new mattresses. That's my consolation.
Can I have bread and some scrambled eggs?
Is that what you want to eat this morning? Who is scratching their throat? Oh, sorry. So what are you watching? Hello, excuse you. Can I somebody should answer me now. Pause your videos. The videos are too long. Pause the videos. I want to ask you what you're watching. What are you
I can hear you.
What are you watching?
Fix it. We're gonna put the clock in its normal place, okay?
What are you watching?
Last week as we watched J-House podcast, this is honestly such an exciting project for our family. We're really having fun with it, and the people that we're meeting and the conversations that we're having, I feel like we're learning a lot.
You enjoy these vlogs?
Yesterday we actually posted a new episode. It is
You enjoy the vlogs, eh? What do you learn from them?
And that is something that we need inside of our home, and definitely the world needs right now. It is with Chris.
What do you mean by you don't know? Okay, what do you enjoy about them?
We just learned so much from his videos. We really enjoy his channel, his YouTube channel.
What do you enjoy about them?
I'm excited to share with you what we learned from our conversation with him.
So every morning when Elise wakes up, she jumps right to
I enjoy about them that they are very fun.
it's weird and fun.
You enjoy that they are very fun. That's what you need to say, right?
Typically before the kids wake up, both Ken and I have a
How many
journal.
children do they have?
And we're writing things we're grateful for. We're journaling
Five.
our goals.
5 children.
Laura,
So for today,
Janae, I don't care. I don't know again. I don't know.
Well, you've been watching the
Isaac.
Isaac, okay.
I don't know her name.
The last one. Is that the one talking now? The baby of the house.
That is Janae.
Okay.
Let me just go straight.
Is it when you see the cloud, you will remember her name?
making a fried egg
This
for
is
breakfast.
crab.
To keep track.
I like them so much.
Okay. I called your name. What did you say? You said eh? Is that how you answer your mommy? Remove your earring from your ear, Mama. Remove your earring from your ear.
I'm watching. And then she's watching Nikki and Bob.
Clock in its normal place, okay?
Nikki and
That doesn't make sense.
This is honestly such
That
a
doesn't make
Has
sense.
anybody said that
really
before?
having fun with it. And
Said
the
what?
people that we're meeting and the
BH.
conversations we're having, I feel like we're learning a lot.
It doesn't make sense in
yesterday we
Nigeria.
actually posted a new episode.
You gotta bring baby wipes. Let me clean your face.
We need inside
Get baby wipes from that basket. Let me not clean your face.
right now. It is with Chris.
They are too cold. They say no light, no light. People will complain. Now there's light. They are complaining that you are cold. Your tablet has what?
Die.
Did I kill it?
Yes.
How did I kill it? And this one is all the way. Let me show you guys. This one. This is where her tablet is. See where she is.
16%. It will soon go to 50.
You see the problem with you people. You're watching stuff, but your Wi-Fi is on. Your Bluetooth is on. Everything is on. When you want to watch, okay, you're using Wi-Fi. Okay, that's true. I just remember that they are streaming the videos, so they're actually using the Wi-Fi to watch the videos. The videos are not downloaded. This Amazon Fire, the battery doesn't last so long. This has been their longest lasting tablet, and because of the protection, the casing is really strong, so it has really lasted long. And for people that always ask, because I know someone would send me a message, Asa uses the Amazon Fire 7 and Ella's own is the Amazon Fire HD8. You can get them on a lot of Instagram stores, but we just walked in Computer. I think I went to buy my laptop in December, so we just walked down Computer Village and we just entered the store that we saw, a store that looked okay, that we saw children's tablets being sold, so that's where we got it from. So I didn't get from an online store because I get a lot of messages asking where I got from, but there are a couple of stores that you can get from. There's Gizmo stores on Instagram, there's Phone Shop NG, which is where I bought my first watch, Phone Hub. So there are a couple of reliable Instagram pages that you can get from. So we just got a delivery from Sucre and Spice on Instagram. That's the handle, Sucre_Spice. So we have chicken wings. I think they'll just eat this for lunch. Mr. Abang suggested this should just be lunch because I'm cooking now, but it will make sense if this is actually lunch and I don't have to rush what I'm cooking. And then there are cupcakes here. 3 of them have their names. There's Grace there, there's Ella, there's Vicky, and then this last one has burgers and small chops. So much. Let me try. Okay, so today or yesterday was International Women's Day. Today's Wednesday. Yesterday was International Women's Day. How was your day? I hope you guys had a good one. Social media has just been a mix of inspiring content, depressing things as well. There was a young girl that was killed in a BRT bus, and the news has been making rounds for the last couple of days. Her name is Bamishi. Very sad. 22-year-old, was coming back from work, and she go into a BRT bus. Now BRT buses, if you're not familiar with them, are buses owned by Lagos State government. They are very big buses. So she got on the bus, and then the bus was empty and the driver didn't pick up anybody. She just started feeling suspicious, so she sent her friend voice notes telling her friend that she's on the bus, and then there were 3 men and 1 woman, and the driver was asking her name and some other questions, and she was able to get down the bus number and everything, and she sent all those details to her friend. So those were the things that helped them find the driver, and they're still investigating the whole issue. But then she was pushed out of the bus, and eyewitnesses said when she was pushed out she was still alive, but her private part had been cut off. It's just like Nigeria is just going down. It's falling gradually, we're sinking gradually. It's terrible. Just problems left, right, center, different things. People are being kidnapped. Now people cannot enter. People, like someone even mentioned that her mom would always say enter BRT buses, don't enter Danfo buses, because Danfo buses you get one chance experience. My husband's cousin, his phone was stolen about 2 weeks ago. Someone went to the island for one of them's birthday or so. He couldn't even, it was difficult to communicate with him because his phone was stolen. He entered a one chance bus and they robbed him of everything. So people would avoid entering Danfo buses, which are the yellow and black buses, because of one chance experiences. And so people would think that BRT buses are a safer route, and then now you're hearing this. So it's just are we supposed to walk? Are we supposed to crawl? Are we supposed living in this country is so exhausting. But Nigerians are very strong people because we still go about our daily activities. People are still cracking jokes up and down. People are still creating comedy content just to keep people moving. But this country is frustrating, exhausting to live in. Just wanted to mention that because it's been terrible. It's just been one thing after the other. One thing, we can't even get a break. And I think that's why it's really good to just sometimes just log off, because too much information will do you more harm than good. All of this absorbing of information that we do when we're on social media, it does you more harm than good. I personally feel physically and mentally and emotionally exhausted when I take in too much content. So sometimes it's just good, just let it go. Just if it means you logging out, if it means you intentionally not looking at the news, it would help you, because you just feel so tired. You're wondering what's making you tired. It's all of that consumption. That's what's making you tired and just exhausted. So much to say. I watched a live video about a week ago, and the person was, she was mentioning mommy vloggers that she liked or something like that, and she mentioned me and she was talking about me. She was like, oh, my house is always clean. I should tell them how I do it. And ignorant people in the comments were like, oh, maybe she was like, oh, do I clean before I turn on my camera, or do I how do I, that even when I'm cooking you can't find the dirty spoon? She was exaggerating a bit anyway, but then some ignorant people in the comments were like, oh, it's only people that know her that will know if her house is really clean. And someone was like, oh, some people like that, they clean up before they turn on their camera. I'm just like, honey, what do I even want to say? I have nothing to say. I have nothing to prove to anybody. I clean, I no clean, now for my pocket. And then I remember someone even mentioned saying, oh, am I the only one that finds Chinyere's vlogs very boring? I'm just like, it's like, you don't have to watch. I have realized that content is not for everybody. All content is not for everybody. There might be content that millions of people find so interesting, and you don't find it interesting. Like, you can't even find a reason to stay longer than a minute on that video, and it's fine. I mean, I know people that share motherhood content just like I do, and I'm like, how do these people gather this kind of engagement? And for years they are still thriving, they are still on the top, they are not, it's because you have your crowd. We all have our crowd, okay? So as much as you find my content boring, it's someone else that's, this content gives life. They're just waiting, okay, waiting for me to just post, and I'm fine. Even if it's 1, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, I'm fine. And I've mentioned this before. A lot of times when I share videos and people make comments and hit on a particular point I was trying to make, or hit on the particular purpose for why that video was posted, it gives me so much fulfillment, because I'm like, yes, this is what I wanted you guys to get from this video. This is why I wanted to post this video. So, and if 1 or 2 people tell me that this has helped them in some way or another, I'm fine with it. So I'm like, if you find the content boring, maybe even block me, or I can block you. There's no big deal. Not trying to gather she was trying to gather people that also found my content boring. She's like, am I the only one that finds Chinyere's vlogs boring? And then even the person that posted the video was like, no, her vlogs are not boring. And people were like, oh, her vlogs are not boring. And it's fine if you find it boring, but don't try to make it look like it is boring for every other person, because it's not. So yeah, I want to quickly go and edit a video that I shot with my nanny yesterday. You've probably seen the video. It should be up by now, because I think it's going to be up before this vlog. It's going to be a very easy video to edit, and I really enjoyed filming that video with her. So yeah, just want to edit it now, and then yeah, that's really what my day is going to be about. So see you guys.